All right, so this is for the subject strategic business analysis. The topic is linear programming, and I just remembered that this topic is under the quantitative techniques for business. So I want to check the book Management Advisory Services by Roque. And so I took a peek, and that's what we're going to discuss in this video. Okay. So what is linear programming? So essentially, it's a quantitative technique used to find the optimal solution to short-term resource allocation problems. So where do we use it? So a business cannot, just produce whatever they want to produce. So they have, limitations, capacity of their machineries, the capacity of their workers, and of course, the funding. They can only buy as much materials that they can and pay the workers. Of course, they are limited by the budget, right? And with that limited resources, they have to optimize the benefits that they're going to get. Optimization, essentially, we have to maximization of profit or minimization of cost to get the most out of a certain situation. Okay. So again, maximization of the revenue contribution margin or profit function or minimization of a cost function subject to the constraints, either limited resources or production capacity levels. So other business applications of linear programming, so we have determination of the best product mix if there are, more than one products that the company is producing. Okay. And then you have this limited capacity, of course. The machineries can only be used for this much amount of time. So with that constraints, which product are you going to produce more, right? Secondly, determination of the optimum materials mix as well. So you have your resources and you can only buy this much for a particular period. So how are you going to utilize it if you have more than one product to produce? Assignment of jobs to manufacturing equipment, more on people, how many laborers do you have, how many workers, and then how much time they can commit to production. And so with that in mind, which products would you want to produce more, right? If you have more than one product. Essentially, this is not going to be a problem if the company is only producing one product. Okay, so normally this is going to be applied when there are two or more products that the company is manufacturing. For workforce scheduling and then determination of transportation routes. Okay, transportation, there is corresponding shipping cost. So the shipping cost would of course, that would be added on top of the selling price normally. And so if you want to offer the products at much lower cost, you have to ensure that the transportation cost is also lowered. So you have to minimize the cost of transportation. So you have to determine which routes would uh, give you the lowest shipping cost. Okay. Steps in formulating a linear program. So identify the decision variables. Okay. What are, the constraints? What are the specific things that you need to consider? Express the objective and constraint functions in terms of the decision variables identified in step 1. So in decision variables natin, the unknowns used to construct the objective and constraint function. So yung objective normally either to maximize profit or to minimize the cost. And then the constraints, you have your limited resources, limited number of workers, shipping costs or production capacity levels. Okay. The values of such variables are the outputs from the linear programming process. Constraints, so you have your limit the values of variables. The constraint equations reflect the types of inputs or resources being allocated. Okay. Methods for solving linear programming problems. So graphical, limited to problems with only two variables. And then you have your simplex method, applicable even when there are more than two variables. So it is based on matrix or linear algebra and provides a systematic way of algebraically evaluating each corner point in the feasible area. Okay. Simplex method, this is a bit complex actually. I've tried it manually, but I don't remember anymore how it's done. This was taught to us during, college years, but There was also a software that we used, so manually doing simplex method, I don't remember it because there is a computer software. Okay, so we relied on the computer software. Yeah, I'm going to try and find the software. I think there is a free. Back when I taught this a few years ago, I still found, the computer software. All right, illustration. Neiman Corporation produces two products, Girl Ragdoll and Boy Ragdoll, which must be processed in two departments, sewing and finishing. Sewing has 240 hours available per month, so this is the constraint. It can only be operated for 240 hours, while finishing has 192 hours. Okay. The number of hours required to process the products in the two departments and the contribution margin per unit of the products are as follows. So you have to maximize the contribution margin, right? So girl ragdoll 32, boy ragdoll is only 24. So required hours per unit on the sewing, so 4 hours for girl ragdoll, and then finishing 2 hours. For boy ragdoll, you have 2 hours in the sewing and then 4 hours in the finishing department. Okay. So these are your constraints, not really constraints, for variables. Okay. How many units of girl ragdoll and boy ragdoll must be produced to maximize contribution margin? Okay. So for the graphical method, you have to make equations, right? So for the girl ragdoll, normally this is easy. Okay, maximize contribution margin. The contribution margin 32 for the girl ragdoll, and then 24 for the boy ragdoll. So 32G plus 24B. Okay. Subject to the constraints, yung girl ragdoll, what do you call this? Sorry, wrong. Okay. For the constraints, you have 2 R's for the girl ragdoll, so 4G, and then for the boys, 2B, 2 R's for the boy ragdoll, and then the total must not exceed 240 hours because that's the maximum number of hours that the sewing department can do. Okay. And then for the finishing, 2G plus 4B, and then the total should not be more than 192 hours. Okay, so those are the constraints. Sewing constraint and the finishing constraint. And then of course, non-negativity constraint cannot be negative. So the minimum that can be produced for girl ragdoll is 0, the same for boy ragdoll. Okay. So you have to plot the constraints in the problem on a graph. So you have your x-axis and x-axis and then the y-axis. So you have locate the terminal points, the y and x intercepts where one of the variables is equal to 0. So essentially, you get the one of the, what they call this, functions, right? And then you substitute one of the variables as 0, okay? And then you get the other one. Okay, for example, sewing constraint 4G plus 2B is less than or equal to 240, right? So you make that equal to 240 because it's the maximum. Okay, if G is 0, what is the amount of B? Okay, so 2B, ang matitira equals 240. So B is equal to 120. 240 divided by 2. Okay, so 0 and 120. Okay, if you assign the x-axis as the girl ragdoll and then the y-axis as the boy ragdoll. So 0, G is 0, B is 120. So you have this point. And then if B is 0, what is the value of G? So this one, 4G equals 240. 240 divided by 4, 1G or G is equal to 60. So you have 0 boy and then 60 G. Okay. So this is your sewing constraint. This is the line. This is the maximum that can be produced. Okay. So there are going to be values along that line, right? And then for the finishing constraint, you do the same. You substitute 0 for G to get the value of B, and then you substitute 0 for B to get the value of G. Okay, so for the finishing constraint, you have 0, 48, and then 96, 0. Okay, for the graphic representation of the constraint, so you plot it on the same plane or same graph. Okay, so you have this is the finishing constraint. You have the sewing constraint. Okay. And then what do you need to do? Normally you get the points, okay? But first of all, not really. The feasible region where all the constraints are satisfied, any combination of G and B within this region is a feasible solution, okay? So for example, you have the sewing constraint, right? And then you have this finishing constraint. So in this sewing constraint, okay, you compare it with the finishing constraint. This part here is actually not feasible because it's above the finishing constraint, right? So this area is not suitable to be produced, okay? So you're limited to up to here. And then when you compare the finishing constraint with the sewing constraint, you cannot go up, right? Kasi maximum na yung 240 and 192 hours. So if you compare this finishing constraint, this part here is also not feasible because it's more than the sewing constraint. Okay, the sewing constraint is up to here. Okay, so this part here is also not feasible. So what the company can produce is only this part here, which is within the constraint. Okay, so you have your MELD area. Okay, how are you going to choose? It's either 0.48 or 60.0 or this point here 48.24. Okay, this is the G, girls, and then this is the boys. 48 girls, 24 boys, or 60 girls, 0 boys, or 0 girls, 48 boys. Okay, and then you're going to substitute these values to the function, to the profit function or contribution margin function, okay, to see which one would yield the maximum, the highest contribution margin, okay. So point L may be located by reading an accurately drawn graph, or it may be located algebraically by solving the two equations simultaneously, okay. So this one is, what do you call this? If you can't draw it, okay, if you draw it properly, then you can get the points, right? But if you can't draw, then you can solve it algebraically like this, okay? So you have 4G plus 2B is equal to 240. So you substitute, or what do you call this? Cancellation, okay? So you multiply this second one, the second equation, by -2 para makancel mo itong 4 girls, right? So when you multiply it by -2, you get -4G minus 8B equals -384. Cancel mo tong si 4G. Ang matitira na lang ay si B. So +2, -8. So -6B equals -144. The value of B is 24. Okay? Tapos kapag yun namang kabila, i-substitute mo itong nakuha mong value ni B dun sa any of these two equation. Okay, so 4G plus 2 times 24 equals 240. 4G plus 48 equals 240. Lipat mo sa 48 sa kabila. So 4G equals 240 minus 48. 4G is 192. 192 divided by 4G is 48. Okay, so makukuha mo yung point L na 48.24. Okay? So, pag nakuha mo na yan, edi substitute mo lang siya dito. Maximize CM, 32 girls plus 24B. So, yung point M, 0, 0. So, malamang 0. You're not going to produce anything. So, yung point E, 0 na girls, 48 na boys. So, dito 0. 24 times 48, 1,152. Point L, 48 na girls, 24 na boys. So, 32 times 48 plus 24 times 24, 2,112. And then you have point B, 60 na girls, 0 na boys. So 32 times 60 is 1,920. Okay, so the maximum, of course, or the highest, to maximize the contribution margin is this one. To produce 48 of the girl ragdoll and 24 of the boy ragdoll. To maximize the contribution margin, 2,112. Okay. So point L yields the highest total contribution margin. Therefore, the best product combination is 48 units of girl ragdolls and 24 units of boy ragdolls. Okay. We have here a continuation, shadow price or dual value of a scarce resource. The amount by which the value of the optimal solution for the objective function in a linear programming problem will change if a 1 unit change is made in a binding constraint. Okay? Nagkaroon ka ngayon ng additional constraint. So, computation of shadow prices is an application of sensitivity analysis. Kapag nabago yung isa, let's say the maximum amount of girl rag dolls that can be sold because of the demand is only 40 units. Okay? So, essentially, you cannot produce 48 units. Okay? So, it's just an example. With that additional constraint, how much boy rag dolls do you have to make with that additional constraint? Okay? Shadow price is the income that would be lost or opportunity cost by not adding an additional unit of a scarce resource constraint. In deciding whether to add an additional scarce resource or not, the shadow price must be greater than the actual cost of such additional resource. Okay? Only if that scarce resource is added. Pero kung wala naman, edi wag na. Okay? Computation of shadow price, add 1 unit of the scarce resource under consideration. Find the new optimal solution after adding 1 unit of the scarce resource constraint. The shadow price is the difference between the profit in original optimal solution and the profit in the new optimal solution. So, example, yung same pa rin kanina, pero nagkaroon siya ng, tawag dito, additional constraint. Add 1 R to the sewing constraint, so yung original function, new sewing constraint function, and then you have your new optimal solution. 23.83 na boy. So, nabawasan. Okay? Kasi nga, meron kang additional constraint na dinagdag. Okay? But normally, it doesn't matter much. Okay? Kasi medyo maliit lang. Magpo-produce ka ba ng 23.83? Diba? It's still 24, right? The new optimal solution produced 48.335 units of G and 23.83 units of B, which you don't do in real life. Okay? It's still 48 and 24. Alright, but, for theoretical purposes, then let's continue to compute. Total CM, new optimal solution, 2,118.64. The original is 2,112 pesos, so there's a difference of 6.64. This is the shadow price due to the additional sewing constraint. Okay? Interpretation, if the company could acquire an additional R for the sewing department, it could earn contribution margin of 6.64. In deciding whether to acquire an additional R for the sewing department, the actual cost of such additional R should be less than 6.64 so that the company would benefit from such expansion of capacity. Okay, so in this case, if the company would consider getting another R of the sewing department, for, however method, then the shadow price or the additional contribution margin that they would get is 6.64. So this is the benefit, right? And so if they want this, then they have to ensure that the cost of acquiring the additional R would be less than 6.64. So you have your cost benefit comparison or cost benefit analysis, right? The benefit should be more than the cost, or the cost should not outweigh the benefit. Okay, so that's it for this one. We've discussed linear programming. I'll check if I can find the free software. Okay, but if not, then nothing. Alright, so that's it for this one. Thanks and bye.